Now you got me thinking about it. Okay. Hoo. Hey, y'all. No, I'm joking. Okay, I'm really. You good? You good? No. Don't.
I'll get to cackling.
I know. You trying to stop. Already cackling.
Glad we didn't sit together in school.
Oh, we would have been in trouble. I got a lot of people in trouble. Because I get quiet. I'm like, what? I don't know what's going on. Okay, hold on. Whew. Welcome to Real Estate Defined, the art of real estate, the podcast where we break down the market, the money, and things that really matter in real estate.
Join Dr. Briley and myself, Alston Tony, here each week while we're unlocking real conversations, real strategy, and real insight so we can buy smarter, sell better, and build long-term wealth. Let's get into it.
Okay, y'all, we are back. Hey, y'all. So he's been laughing at my intro, y'all.
I know.
But hey,
I'm bad at mimicking people.
yeah, he mimicked me earlier. On the show, he mimicked me, and I was like, "Was that me?" And he was like, "Yeah." But anyway, that's my southern charm, and I guess right. the roots of the Louisiana swamps, I guess.
But I only do that to the people I love.
I know, but it's funny. I don't care. One thing about me, maybe most people don't know. I love comedy. I absolutely love comedy.
Same.
Oh, I love comedy. I love going to comedy shows. I just love laughter. I think laughter triggers something different inside of you, and it makes you not think of all of the negativity out there that's in the world. It's just, I love laughter. Now, there are some comedians I do not like, but however, I do love laughter. So we are back. We've been laughing and giggling behind the scenes. And if you're new in watching our channel, we talk about real estate. We bring people on the show. We also currently doing commercial spaces. So if you're interested in a commercial space, all you have to do is just go into our YouTube. Our information is in the bio. You just send us an email and we'll whip it up and we'll put it together for you and put it inside of our show. But we are so thankful and grateful that you take the time out to watch us. I know we get a little crazy sometimes. I know I have this little hackling laugh that people tell me about, and it's a contagious laugh. It's contagious. It really is. But that is like deep down in me. Like, it's so funny to me. Because people start laughing when I'm laughing. I'm like, what you laughing at? They're like, I don't know. I don't know. You laughing. That's why I'm laughing. So, but it makes it all fun and all good. So we always start with something interesting that happened. I think I got like 2 now. Because I was talking about one behind the scenes and stuff. But the first one was I had got a text. I'll flip this over too. I had gotten a text, and my text was about one thing about me. I love good watches. I've always been that way, like a watch. I love watches, and I'm looking for my Rolex watch, like the president. I want this presidential Rolex watch. Yeah. This presidential Rolex watch, and things are weird how it is in like that luxury world of what like different stuff, even handbags. I was watching a guy, he was talking about how I think it was on Facebook or something, how they say, oh, it's not available, which makes you want it more because it's like this high-end item that, and it's like a triggering game kind of sort of, because it's right in the back, but by me saying, oh, we don't have it, you have to wait 3 to 4 months. It just makes you kind of like, oh, I want it more. It's high demand. I need it. Right. But I am a watch girl, and I love like the nice stuff like that, and then handbags. So it was funny because as we were doing something, I got the text from Fahima. Shout out to Fahima because she's my sales rep lady. She sends me a text, and it was just saying that, hey, we got a special. We're gonna close the store for y'all, and we got for our special guests. We're gonna feed you breakfast. It's gonna be like a Valentine's thing, but at the same time, bring your credit card. Yeah, don't leave your credit card at home because we got some handbags.
You gotta buy something,
right? We want you to see. Yeah, we want you to see all of this. You're not just gonna eat up all our food and not purchase nothing. So I thought that was pretty funny. Yep. But what you got going on? That's awesome. I think I had two. I forgot what the other one was already. Me too. I forgot what it was already, just that quick.
I don't know what. I guess craziest or funniest thing is, speaking of mimicking, I got in trouble the other day because I do it to my nieces all the time. Oh. I'm really bad at, like, mouthing after them. Like, whenever they get upset, I, like, mouth their words.
Right.
Because I think it's funny and it gets them to calm down. But anyways, one of them got in trouble at school because they were doing it to a teacher while they were getting in trouble.
Are you serious?
And so they're like yelling at her. She's like,
oh no,
mimicking their words back. Yeah,
real bad trouble.
My sister was like, no, but my sister was like, we got to get this under control. It's not funny. They're going to
Don't
school.
Do it no more.
I was like, it's so funny.
Kids are like little sponges.
Yeah,
they're like little. Oh, there's another situation. What you just said of how she did that at school. I had put something on my Facebook page that was funny to me because I was walking two of my dogs and I got the cutest little giant schnauzers, y'all. Just got them. North and South is their name. Later on, I'll get East and West. But right now, I got to train these. But I was walking the dogs and I went around a corner. It's this little kid. The little sponges. Kids are sponges. And so he proceeds to tell me that these groups of neighbors been talking about me. That's exactly.
Oh, no.
Yeah, y'all didn't see that on Facebook? I actually posted it on Facebook. I was like, this is why you don't talk around kids.
Yeah.
And talk about people or anything because they just sit there and they're like, shh, shh, shh. And so he gets and these people are outside. So I'm walking my dog and this kid is talking loud. He was like, hey. And I was like, hi. As I'm walking my dog, he's like, can I pet him? I was like, no. I said, because they're in training. I don't want them to be like all this lovable stuff. I was like, no. And then he said, I've been waiting to talk to you. And I was like, waiting to talk to me? Like, what?
I got some business
for you. You know, and this kid's like, I've been waiting to talk to you. And I was like, waiting to talk to me? Like, he's like, yeah, I heard from all of these neighbors, and he begins to point and turns around, and I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, yeah, they say you run this place. And I was like, what? What are you talking about? And I'm just, because he's a kid, so he's just, talking. He's saying what he heard, right?
Exactly.
And
he's
so
like reenacting.
He's reenacting this, right? And so the people are in the garage now going, I can't believe this kid is saying something about what we. Then he goes into, and I ain't gonna go deep, y'all, but he goes into because it's comical. Y'all gonna have to catch that on my HOA show. But he goes into he's like, yeah, and him over there, he said la 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 about you, and then he's like, oh, and him over there, and these people are in the garage. And as I'm walking the dog and I'm looking and they turn around and look at me and I'm like, oh my God, this kid is spilling the beans.
No joke.
So you got to be careful around kids.
Yeah, Jared, he doesn't like when you park the car there.
That's what he said. He's like, and then you got all these fancy cars. That one over there said that. I was like, this kid is spilling the beans. I was like, high five, kid. Thanks. But
can you write all that down real quick?
Right, write it all down so I can keep it in my little notes. But yeah, he did that. And then I was like, well, I said, it's up to opinions about, what people think. And I said, but I hope you have a wonderful day. And he was like, oh, I'm so glad I got a chance to talk to you and meet you myself. And I was like, oh my God. He was new to the neighborhood. I think he's only been there like 8 months.
How old is he?
I want to say he's like 13 maybe or 12. But baby, he was spilling the beans.
He's hilarious.
Oh, that was hilarious because the people in the garage was like, and he's talking. I'm a loud talker. But honey, baby, he was extra. He was talking so loud and they could hear in the garage and the people. And as soon as I got to the house, I peeked out the window and garage doors were going down.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So that was pretty funny.
But he was like, I like you though.
Yeah, he was like, I
I don't
like
know
you
why
and your
Jared
dogs.
says that about you.
Yeah, I like you and your dogs. I don't hardly see you much. I don't know. Like, what do you do? What do you do for a living? I was like, oh my God, this kid.
I know.
I was like, I just work. You spilling beans and tea. Yeah, so, but no, that was pretty funny. I thought
That's
that
amazing.
Was, yeah. Got to be careful.
Entertaining.
Very entertaining. I have a very entertaining life, and I love it because I'm full action. I love it.
Maybe we need to bring him on the show.
Let him sell all the tea.
Yeah.
We like, that neighbor said this and that neighbor said that, but yeah. And then it's gonna turn into the Jerry Springer show.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need that. We don't need that because it took me a while to. For those that are watching me and that have already subscribed, they know me from past prior jobs and life, and I've calmed down a lot in my life. Oh, you had to turn your head.
I'm just kidding.
No, but I have calmed down a lot, cause baby, I would have been in garage just bouncing on people, but I've I found a Lord. No, I always had him in my life, but yeah, I've calmed down a lot over the years, and don't let so much bother me no more. Right. So I thought it was pretty comical. I really did. Now they will probably shame, but I thought it was comical.
Right, that hurt them more than you.
Oh yeah. Then immediately after that, because I have my Facebook is public. I leave it public because if you're a hater, keep hating because it's whatever. But immediately after that, I posted a video, and I thought it was pretty funny. They probably was watching it going,
right. Like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, and subscribe, baby. Thank you. Put a comment in there. So today we're going to have some fun.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about HOAs versus POAs, because a lot of people don't know the difference.
Right.
Even though I'm a property management company, I own a property management company. At one point when we first started the company, I think I told you this, we did HOAs and stuff like that. But then in 2021, we shifted, and now we just do services for HOAs or POAs here and there, but only on the luxury end of master built communities. Because that is better for us and better for my brand.
Right.
So we don't do, but today we're going to, and some people don't even know of a POA. Never heard of it.
Right.
People just know of an HOA.
Right.
So we're going to break it down today. Austin has got some stats some information for us. He's like, what? We're going to, homework. But we're going to break it down today, and we're going to let you know the differences between them, and how, when you do get into one, how you need to make sure you have adequate finances, because I am myself in a HOA and a POA. So I'm in, I have properties, I have about 4 to 5 properties in a POA, which you actually need to be careful, because POAs can end up costing a lot more than a HOA. HOA kind of got that standard fee.
Right.
And so we'll break it all down for you so you can kind of know and kind of get the gist of it. So let's hit it. Let's hit it. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, so HOAs, homeowners associations.
Okay.
So that's, I feel like, the most common.
Everybody knows.
That's what everybody knows. That's what most areas have.
Right.
Is an HOA. But you see those in, like, the city. Mm-hmm. So those are the things that are managing the upkeep, usually, with the neighborhood. Shared centers, things like that, like the community center. But POAs, Property Owners Association.
Those acronyms, property, POA is the acronym, but it stands for
Property Owners Association.
Okay.
You see more that in rural areas, and they're in charge of more structures than just a community building and a park. So the reason why you see them in a rural area is because you might not have a city in the area that manages the roads, or say someone starts a neighborhood and doesn't have water or septic, anything like that. They get money together to manage a facility that runs it for the neighborhood.
Okay.
So, but you see it's just like different names for different things. So you see that now mud districts. We've talked about that on the show before. Multiple utility districts that are doing the same thing as like a POA,
right?
Except they're just specific to the utilities.
Okay.
So I think that it's just different things, same thing, different names for doing the same things.
Mm-hmm. But the POA has more responsibility.
But the POA, more than an HOA.
That's why I say be careful, because if you're in a POA, you're responsible for the lakes, the gate, the roads,
right?
Pretty much everything. And the county and the city don't help you for nothing.
Right.
So if you're behind
using your own money.
You're using your own money with the community. So it's like it's your real own community.
Right.
And the city and the county and the government of that area. Now, the government has the ruling. So there's rules that have to be followed. So if the government creates a rule for HOA or POA, then they have to follow it. But for the most part, the city and the county and also, the mud is not a part, because I forgot the water for us is well. So, and we're responsible for the lakes.
Right.
So that's a huge responsibility.
Yeah. I mean, there are areas that have POAs and a mud district. Mm-hmm. So you're paying
Wait, so you're saying that you got both?
One area has a utility district, so the POA is not focusing on the utilities, but they might be in charge of the roads.
So how did that happen that it gets both like that?
Because you have a utility district that was maybe already there, or someone else in the area had already formed it.
Okay.
And they're the ones who were already producing the water and the septic for the area.
Wow.
And the water and the sewer for the area. So you pay them because it's the closest to, and you don't have to. A lot of neighborhoods form and stay out of those because they don't want to pay those fees.
Right.
But also, you got to have the funds to be able to build that infrastructure for a neighborhood. And if you don't, your only option is to attach to the mud district and use their facilities.
Okay.
So it just depends on what you're able to do, what money you're bringing into the area, if you can get help from the government with funds and things to start, because all that infrastructure costs a lot of money.
It really does.
So
I actually let go of POA in Cherokee. I had a POA in a place in Cherokee, and I let that go because they started doing special assessments, and every month it was like they were doing these special assessments, and it's legal. I mean, they can do that once it's voted on with the board and going through the proper procedures. So I would get another, I'll pay the POA yearly charge. Then Cherokee sent another special assessment. I'm like, for what? They were like, oh, because we got beavers in the lake and they can break the dam with or destroy the dam with. And I'm like, this is crazy. Mm-hmm. Frontier Lakes was like that too. So they had a POA. And I had 4 properties over there. I got rid of those because, these special assessments. And as people start to move in, they started doing more special assessments because they needed more money from the people in order to build out the roads, control the lakes. Because there's more people fishing at the lake. They have to restock the lake. So that's a lot.
Yeah. And those extra funds can get people kind of what you were saying about managing your funds and knowing if you can have money to live in these areas.
Right.
That you don't think about. It's not all about just paying your mortgage.
Right.
There's more that goes into it.
Right.
With any of those districts or associations.
Right.
Because they can throw. That's something that nobody goes through all 200 pages of their HOA and POA documents to see what all could happen and will happen at some point.
Right.
So it can be a dangerous little game. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be pretty scary because if you're on a tight budget and you're in a POA, not to just dog out POAs. POAs are good if that's the lifestyle you want to live, but you have to make sure you got the resources to do so. And for me, I had lots of different properties that were in the POA because it's rural. Usually POAs are more rural. And the county don't have the funds because there's not a lot of people living there yet.
Right.
So they can't help. And so the formulation of the POA kind of formulates within the community to help build that. But they're going to reach out and get actually for some money.
Right.
to do these things, and you have to be, you have to be mentally prepared to know, okay, the responsibilities of that. And like I said, I knew the responsibilities, but because of the area in Cherokee was growing too fast, they were asking for too much money, and I'm like, okay, look, I don't even live there yet, and y'all asking for all of this. And then Frontier Lakes was the same way. It was like, okay, we got beavers, we got this. I'm like, what the beavers doing? They said the beavers were putting wood up, and they have to not capture them, but figure out a way, and they need the resources and money to pay somebody to come in to do what they needed to do.
Yeah, and then that fee, though, the assessment fees, I had a client one time that they didn't realize that was on there and didn't get it the first year. Second year they did, and they were already having a rough year, and theirs was a percentage of their estimated value. Whatever the county was estimating their value is, they then charge a percentage every year of what your value is.
So on top of, and then they were having a hard year. On top
of your dues, too.
Wow.
So you pay monthly dues.
And that could be in the thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And then because they didn't
it's just one big.
Oh yeah, it's all at one time, and then they give you like 30 days or 60 days to pay it.
Yeah.
It's usually 30 days, and you're like getting this thing in the mail. And you're like, what the heck, y'all? What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
That's immediately red flags, and you're like calling the management companies and going saying, hey, I want to talk to the board. Like, what's going on? And pretty much they always explain like, hey, we don't got no money, and we need everybody to pay this. We've already voted on it. It's already a done deal. And so basically, if you don't pay those, they will put a lien on your property, whether it's got a house on it or not.
Right.
So, and people get in that trap, and then they end up losing their property.
Right.
Which is crazy sad. But that's why I say on the show, and we're breaking it down for you so you'll know the difference and how to be sustainable and allocate the funds that's necessary, or have funds necessary pushed away, and go check on your properties. Like, seriously, even though I'm preaching this, I got a property I got to go check on in Arizona. So
make sure there's no squatters.
No, make sure there's no squatters. Even though there's no house there yet, you got to make sure there's no squatters. You got to make sure there's nobody. If you got timber, working with my father on that one, somebody chopped down the timber and sold it. So, if you don't go check on your property, that's a situation too. Even though you're paying your HOA and your POAs, and you're like,
well, they're using their water.
That was me.
Yeah.
That was me, y'all. Yeah. When I found out that somebody was washing their cars. Oh, that was one of the things we said we was gonna let the viewers know as something funny. Yeah, I get down there and they washing that car, honey, with my water hose in my driveway. Can you imagine? It's crazy. So I ended up having to put a lock on finding a container thing to put a lock on it so they will not wash. And they thought it was okay to come to somebody's house that's, it's vacant house.
Right. They'll never know.
They'll never know. And I happen to drive, and they washing their cars, and I'm like, what are y'all doing? It's like, oh, we're just using your water washing. That's a water bill. That's why the water bill that way.
Right.
So I turned off the water. We winterized and turned off the water. So no more washing cars, and it's got a lock on it. Can't just be washing a car for free at my house.
I know.
Crazy. They're probably watching the YouTube thing going, we can wash our cars.
She must got cameras.
Yeah. We can wash our cars. Oh, and then I added cameras, honey. So now we really not washing cars or doing anything like that. But it's insane how you have to, like I said, check on your properties or that you have, because things could be happening to them and you don't even know.
Right.
And that's serious. Mm-hmm. So what else we got with the Homeowners Association? I'm looking at how it's formulated through neighborhoods and condos and communities. So most condos don't have POA, right? I don't think
they can. Yep.
In the rural areas, condos.
No, even in the cities. Sometimes they call them POAs because you're doing billing maintenance.
Okay.
Paying for the garages that your car's kept in there, things like that.
Let's not talk about garages.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother topic on a side note.
Yep. But so yeah, something that we put on here is some of the responsibilities that if you've never been in an HOA before, or areas that they aren't common. I feel like they're a lot more common in the South. Mm-hmm. in northern neighborhoods. I feel like it's nicer neighborhoods, and that's it. You don't see it in the most basic neighborhoods,
Right.
but it's becoming more popular. But maintaining common areas like pools and parks, the landscaping, gates, the landscaping around the gates, things like that. There's a lot of common area that you don't realize is just the neighborhood,
Right.
and you're like, well, who's in charge of mowing it? That costs money to have them mowed. So
Right.
that's where this kind of formed back in the day. But
well, in my neighborhood, we got 21 acres of common ground. It has to be.
That's huge.
That's huge. Like that's huge. 21 acres.
Right.
That's huge and you have to, the HOA has to budget for that.
Right.
And have to strategically do things to make sure there's enough money to do that with all of the natural disasters. Trees fall. We just had like I think 6 to 12 trees fall within the time frame of all this bad weather. So you have to take that into account. It's a lot. And Auburn usually has to come out sometimes, especially if you got that many acres, to make sure we don't have beetle bugs or things that destroy, that can jump from tree to tree, and it's a lot.
I know. And a lot of people, like I was a part of an HOA that wanted to go to contribution only. So however much you feel like giving, you're going to give. And I laughed because nobody is going to want to give to the HOA. If I don't have to pay, I don't want to pay. Wow. And that's how I think it would turn into.
So did they go to that mall?
No.
Oh.
That was shot down. Woo. No. Because who's going to, we have pools in that area.
Who's going to maintain that?
No, yeah. Nobody's going to contribute whenever a pipe bursts on this pool. How much money it actually costs.
Right.
I think once people get involved and start realizing how much things cost and what all the money's going to.
Right.
99.999% of the time, nobody's doing anything funky with the money.
Right.
They're paying for the stuff that needs to be done.
Right. And a lot of times you have to put things on timelines because you necessarily don't have the money to do it. But it's something that's necessary to do.
Right.
But you don't have the money to do. And now you're thinking of, as a board member, how in the world are we going to do this?
Right.
We got to tap dance and do all kinds of stuff to get this. So how are we gonna strategically do this without doing a special assessment? You can't do bonds. That's for that's not even in the HOA or POA world, but special assessment is, and how will you wrap that up for people to be okay with it?
Right.
Because that's what you're literally doing.
Right. And then, saving up money. That's what a lot of people have to do before they can do it. Because they're like, we pay all this money.
Yep.
And where's it at?
Yep.
Well, it's getting saved right now because we got to pay for this and this to happen at some point.
And a lot of times we gather it up.
It takes time.
And I'm speaking on a level of knowing because I am a president of an HOA, and I'm speaking on knowledge. And so, the knowledge is that it does take a good having a good treasurer, systematic team to make all of this work, because it's a lot.
Right.
It's a lot. And it's a lot of responsibility because it's fiduciary responsibility. I can't even say that right, y'all. The country and me. But it is that responsibility to oversee the funds and making sure that everything is allocated right. Like this goes here, this goes here. We're not going to do this in the reserves. Some people don't even have a reserve.
Right.
What happened to some PO? I don't even know if the POA does reserve. I think they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they do. But some areas don't have reserves at all.
What I wish I knew at the start. Trusting BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group with our commercial landscaping was the best decision ever. BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group has been transforming commercial spaces into green paradises. Our clients can't stop raving about us. Just listen to what they have to say.
First client review. Our property has never looked this good. 5 stars all the way.
Second client review. Professional, reliable, and simply the best in the business. 5-star service.
From lush green lawns to vibrant floral displays, we've got it all covered. Our dedicated team ensures your property not only looks great but stands out.
Third client review. Their attention to detail is incredible. Our landscaping has never been in better hands. 5 stars.
Whether you're a business or an individual, BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group brings expertise, reliability, and a touch of magic to every project. Ready to transform your property? Join the 5-Star Club! Because at BlueScorpion Property Preservation Management Group, we believe every property deserves to shine. Blue Scorpion Property Preservation Management Group, where properties thrive.
It just depends on,
Just knock it all down.
Right, because you got attorneys involved too, and when you're sending out these letters and stuff and doing things, that's money. Because the attorney's not going to say, okay, I'm going to negotiate these fees. The fees are the fees are the fees, right? And then so it could get kind of sticky nasty.
Yeah, that's something I don't think a lot of people realize, the amount of work it actually goes to just keeping up with it and documenting everything in the legal way.
Right.
Like, those are public documents you
have to do it right.
to do. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do it right because you're responsible for the money and you're responsible for what goes on. And I just started thinking about like the POA having reserves. That's even more deeper because they are responsible for so much.
Right.
Yeah,
Pipes and roads and
we
things
just
like
had
that.
to do a pool redo because of the last freeze with the pipes, like what you're saying, bursting or even though they were rentalized.
Right.
Once you turn them back on, get the system running again, things happen. So we did have a special assessment in my one of the gated communities. Yeah, we did have a special assessment, and then somebody hit the gate. That was another special special assessment. So all of those things matter. It's super crazy. Okay, so what about most of the times in POAs they don't have sidewalks and stuff, and we're not gonna talk about sidewalks.
Yeah.
But
Kind of just depends. I think that's where it overlaps with some things like that, little things like that.
yeah, because that's what
it
I'm
just
looking
depends.
at here. Yeah.
I think you see stuff like that in some of them.
Aesthetics and stuff. The focus of the the rules of aesthetics. That's
Right.
more of a HOA thing. Most of the POAs don't necessarily have sidewalks in the neighborhood. They just got the roads because they don't want to add extra things that's going to cost them
Right.
more money or more time to try to manage.
And I've seen neighborhoods that have both organizations. So it's like they have an association to focus on the roads, infrastructure, and then you have the HOA that's just focusing on the common grounds.
Right.
And aesthetics, like you said, and rules of keeping up with what your house looks like and things like that.
Which is extremely powerful and hard to do because we all sign I'm not going to say addendum, but we all sign rules at title of, you went
whenever
in there
you
and you
close.
looked and you was like, oh my God, I want a house out of here. But you did it because of the aesthetics and what it looks like. So when you sign that agreement, you have made a covenant bond, like a marriage, that you're going to abide to the rules, right? And so a lot of times people just have normal, I drive home, I'm not seeing the weeds, I'm not seeing, and it's just, it becomes normal to you, but it becomes over time, it can, damage a community little piece by little piece by little piece, tearing up. So it's really good to make sure that whatever neighborhood, whether you go with an HOA or a POA, see how they're addressing things, because you can get in a community that's asking for assessments and stuff, because that's one of the ones I sold, and it looks like trash. And it's like, okay, what are you, but they need the money because they're trying to fix stuff, but they're not hard on the people to keep the upkeep looking good.
Yeah.
I don't want
no
that.
responsibility there.
Right. I don't want that, because if the aesthetics is not right, I can't get my money's worth that I need, from that property.
Right.
Because they're not upkeeping it.
Right. Oh.
Well, I know
else you
that. What you gonna say?
So what else you got?
No, just the tools, the understanding, and know what you're signing up for, whether it's the land or the house when you do it. I guess the bonus caveat is you got to make enough money to be able to sustain that kind of stuff, and that's looking at your budget, looking at your household, how many checks you got coming in, is it a husband and a wife, and kind of combining that money and putting it to the side, because when they want that money, they want it. I think it's a lot of HOAs are due, I think, the first of the year. And it's late, I think, by the 31st on some.
Yeah, you see that. It's
Yeah.
pretty quick.
Yeah.
But like
Late by
mine's
the
monthly.
31st.
We have monthly in mine.
Oh, it's monthly for y'all? So who created that rule within your bylaws? Like,
That
why?
was
What made y'all do that?
a long time ago. I don't know before I was there, but I think it was more so that they needed a little bit more cash flow more often. I think it also
Oh.
helped get payments out of people
So what is
whenever
the
it
late
wasn't a
fee?
big chunk.
If you don't pay that in 30 days, whatever this fee that y'all got,
I
like,
don't know. I don't know our late fee.
huh? So they did that probably based off of they needed cash flow like quickly. They needed
Right.
they needed to keep
Yeah.
because y'all
but
must
we're
have a lot of
water.
stuff.
Yeah, and we're waterfront, so that's a
Oh,
huge
that's why.
thing. That's a huge thing that they have to keep up with. Bulkheading
Yeah,
is a lot of money, and
yeah.
always happening.
And they probably had. Oh, so who's responsible for the dock?
You are the homeowner,
Okay,
so that's different.
so they don't have a dock to be responsible for.
We do.
Oh,
The neighborhood does as well.
really?
Yep.
What's at that dock?
Either people don't live right up where they can have their own dock, because we do have interior homes as well. So you see that a lot. Or maybe somebody has 2 boats. I know some of my neighborhood has 3.
What?
So they have multiple boats in there and then one behind their house.
So do they? So do the HOA charge them? Can they put it at the?
You get charged on top of that for your slip rental.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's a lot. That's a lot. So they're really into the lake life.
Yeah.
3 boats.
All in.
Yeah, that's all
I'm
in.
just kidding.
So, question: even where you're at, I know they have a grand boat. Do they rent out space off the water to do the boat there?
Right.
With the HOA?
No, that is private property right there, where
Oh.
that big boat is. Yep.
So they bought it in
So
way
they are
early.
renting from the owner of that property,
Really?
and then you also pay a fee to have the dock. You pay the lake a fee
Okay.
to have something.
But that
a
lake
dock.
fee is going to the HOA.
No, that's going to the river authority.
Okay, so in your community,
You're
look,
paying
y'all, we getting deep.
everybody's getting
Everybody
a little
got
bit
their
of
hand
something.
in their pocket.
It's wild. So you pay a fee for your dock being out there in the water,
And who's getting that fee?
the river authority.
Okay.
So we pay that same fee
Okay.
for our dock to be out there. And then we're also in a mud district.
Oh,
so
the
we
mud
pay our
districts, don't we love
utility.
them?
Yeah.
They know how to
So,
do stuff.
It's a lot.
Wow.
It's expensive to have something on the lake.
Oh, of course it is. It's always been. Even if you were at Galveston, Galveston is free. I mean, that's a whole golf. That's the golf. But there's fees to that. So yeah, that's super intense and crazy. So I didn't even know y'all got a river authority. And y'all pay to the river authority. Is it once a year or the
Once
same
a year.
month?
Once a year.
Once a year. Okay. So see, these are the things you got to research out for yourself, because yes, it's absolutely amazing to live this way or live on a lake. Because mine is behind the gate on the lake, but we don't have a river authority. We don't have. That's because we're a POA. We don't have the river authority. Y'all are HOA.
Right.
Okay. Wow, that's deep. That's deep. And I know we're throwing a lot of acronyms
Deep in the
out.
pockets.
Yeah, we're throwing a lot of acronyms out, but these are. I'm telling you, you'll be so happy if you're looking at this YouTube clip and you sit down and you just take some of the acronyms that we're saying, like the HOA and the POA, and now the River Authority, and you just kind of do your own homework before you get into these communities.
Right.
This particular YouTube clip will really, I'm not gonna lie to you, will really help you, because you need to calculate that into your lifestyle.
Right.
To make sure you could live that lifestyle before you jump into that lifestyle.
Right.
Because once you're there, and then if you want out, now you got to wait for somebody to buy your place.
Right.
And that might not always happen because
Quick enough.
quick enough for you. Right. Quick enough for you. We've made we've worked with, I've sent him clients and he has made some magic happen, but not all the time you can make that magic happen.
Right.
To get somebody out of a pickle that they got themselves in.
Yeah. My wand doesn't always work.
Right. For real. And then the right buyer might not be there at the time to get that person out of their sticky situation, because those fees start to rack up monthly. They don't play with you.
Right.
And they will take your property.
Right.
Yeah. So that's I guess the caveat to making sure is actually sitting down and then knowing the rules if if other assessments happen. Because I do know some neighborhoods they can only do X amount of special assessments. And I don't know, I think maybe that's a government rule. I'm not too sure. Yeah. I got to look that up. Yeah. I don't necessarily know much about that. Let me see. I know we had the truth about HOAs in Texas. No one tells the buyers about, and it's just kind of what we said on here. Why POAs exist and why they can be more powerful than a HOA. So we kind of broke that down because a POA can be more powerful because there's more things to be responsible for.
Right. More major things.
Mm-hmm. Roads, like lakes, gates. Yeah. Three HOA rules that could stop you from making money.
Mm-hmm. Short-term rentals.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing that HOAs are adding everywhere.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the rule?
Not allowing short-term rentals.
So what would be considered?
That has to be lined out because that started changing too. Used to say short-term rentals.
It's 30
People
days.
started doing it. Yeah, and they're like, well, it doesn't define in there what a short-term rental is.
Exactly.
This person's been in there for 4 weeks. That's a month. I call that a long-term rental.
Because the hotel industry calls it a hotel rental too.
Right.
I mean a rental when you do that. Yeah. Because you don't pay the taxes. Give you a little caveat on that. You don't. If you stay in a hotel past 30 days, you don't pay any taxes. You won't pay none of the taxes. You'll just pay what that room rate is. Period. That's it. And a lot of people live like that. Mm-hmm. So they don't have to pay the taxes on it.
Right.
Because if you think about it, they gaining if they get a good rate. And it's like a little loft.
Cheaper than an apartment.
It's cheaper than an apartment. It's cheaper than an apartment. So you just got the skimmy on here. It's cheaper than for real. It's cheaper than an apartment. And with people counting their pennies now, and the penny has went away, and people still counting their pennies, then you can live a good. Because guess what? You're not paying. You're not paying taxes on nothing. Mm-hmm. You're just paying a rent. A room rate.
Separate utility rates.
Because they paying the utilities at the hotel. Mm-hmm. And all of that. So, I mean, there's options. And,
a free house cleaner.
Free house cleaner that comes and changes your
sheets. Yeah.
Yeah, changes your sheets for you. And you don't have that responsibility. A lot of them let you bring your dog. Mm-hmm. They charge a dog deposit fee, one-time dog deposit fee. And that's how me and Austin work together real well. Because he'll be on the real estate side. I own a travel agency, so I will put people into the hotels at a discounted price so they can build their new home, their new dream home. So
we just did that.
Yeah, we did it. Yeah, we did it. Yeah, we just did that. We did. We literally did, and it works. It saves people money. HOA fees versus property taxes. What's really more expensive? HOA fees versus property taxes.
Well, in Texas,
property taxes, of course.
Property taxes.
Yeah, in Texas, it's property taxes all day, every day. Mm-hmm. But they're working on it.
Yep.
They're working on it. We'll see, hopefully, some relief soon.
All right.
Because the Texas property taxes are high, y'all. Mm-hmm. I didn't never do any research to see if we're higher than any other state.
No, we're not the highest.
I mean, I'm pretty sure California probably is the highest, but Texas hasn't. Texas used to be good. That's all I can say. Something has happened over the years.
Mm-hmm. There's still pockets you can find. I do it all the time.
Really?
With low tax rates. Yep. All around. It's not like there's. I think it's a misconception that it's the same across the board everywhere, and the taxes can go up and down by the area you're in. So.
Right.
And it could be a neighborhood right next to where you're looking. Like, it's not a whole city that goes by it. It's not a whole county. Mm-hmm. It's literally mapped out different. It's not even a whole neighborhood can be a whole neighborhood could be on a different tax rate. It's not a whole neighborhood.
Well, I have a friend that, and that's another thing you got to look at, and I think I said it on the show before, but I have a friend that half of her house is in one area. So let's just say Cypress, Texas. Let's just say that. And then because Cypress, Texas maybe butts up against.
Right. You're right on the line.
You're right on the line. And however and whoever at that time built her house on property that backs up between two and you're having to pay two taxes because your house is split between two taxes, which is insane to me. And that person that built the house initially should have did a observation or a survey of the land to know before the build out.
Right.
And actually, that's probably why they sold it, because the taxes for both started to, make it too high.
Right.
Instead of building it on the side where you have one tax.
Right. One side or the other. Yeah.
One side or the other. But they wanted it really massive, really big, really crazy big, and the dynamics of how they would have. But when I go there, I see that slightly, if they would have just shifted the house and turned it instead of the way that they had it, it could have did it.
But you can also get it rezoned to where that line moves around the whole property.
Really?
Yeah, there's
but that's
ways
a fight,
to fix
right?
it.
That's a fight.
It is. Wouldn't cost money.
Cost
to
money.
get it done.
Probably attorneys.
Yep.
So, and we're going to be having an attorney on the show soon, y'all, and y'all really going to enjoy that because there'll be so many good questions for that. Because real estate, you have so many questions. A living trust, and we need to have somebody talking about that because it is so much that you're working with a client too about how they had all the land and it wasn't properly documented the way it needed to be at the courthouse, because you'd be thinking the courthouse knows what they're doing, but they're just stamping stuff.
Turning and burning.
Yeah, they just stamping
file
it and filing it and then mailing you a copy back, and you're thinking like tangibly, I am the owner now, and that paperwork wouldn't even file right.
Right.
So it's so many different crazy things that we could bring to the show and talk to you about. We really appreciate everything that y'all do when you watch our show. We really appreciate that when you share our show to others. And we love the comments, good or bad comments. We like them because, at the end of the day, that's your opinion. That's what you do. But we ask you to always be nice, be kind. Like, share, and subscribe. But as we close today, you got anything else for the people as we close?
Pay your HOA bills.
Oh, you better, because if you don't,
they'll come for you.
They'll come for you. They'll take your property. HOA and POA. So
POA.
Pay your bills. Once again, we love you and love sharing great stories with you. And as always, stay healthy, wealthy, and wise, and we will do the same.
Yep. We will.
Yep.
See y'all.
Bye.
Bye.